something else that she disclosed to me or revealed to me was that her parents were, well, not herself, but her parents were bigots. They didn't like Black people. Her husband's parents were ultimately bigots or ultimate bigots, where they didn't like Black people at all. So my thing is, whatever, it's like when I asked her the question, like, well, were you raised to not like Black people or people who were different? Whereas your mom, she's Italian and your dad is Irish. I mean, were you raised this way? Were you raised not to like people who were not like you, or who didn't fit into the Italian or Irish category? Were you? She said, well, no, I was raised the complete opposite, or I have the complete opposite attitude of what my parents have. But sitting there having a conversation with her, whatever, it seemed like, no, that's not necessarily true. Whatever, you may think that you have that an opposition attitude or opposite or an opposition disposition. But no, because some of the things that you're saying, whatever, you keep saying that you're not this and you're not that, whatever, but it's like based on the conversation that we're having, whatever, you're contradicting everything that you're saying. You don't like people because of this, you don't like people because of that, when you didn't really get a chance to know these individuals. The same thing with her husband. Are you instilling this bigotry into while raising your kids? Apparently so, because here it is, whatever, you said that your children have witnessed people of a different race, or people who I would say who are not white, because I'm sure her children identify as being white, but they have witnessed people who were unfamiliar and people who were Black, who attended their schools, or people that they surrounded themselves with, not necessarily as far as like being friends, but they witnessed them experience ridicule, harsh treatment, discrimination, being ostracized, being bullied, but yet they didn't say or do anything. So based on this, where the question posed is, how do children have conversations with their parents when they know that their parents are prejudiced, when they know that their parents are racist, when they know that their parents are bigots, where their parents have unreasonable reasons for not liking a certain individual or group? How does these conversations go in these households? Does the parents feel as though these children should take on these bigotry traits or discriminatory traits and apply them to their individual lives, or apply them to their lifestyle and who they surround themselves with? I mean, how does this work? Being part of that generation and being part of today's generation or society is two completely different entities. There are two different facets of life. It's two different frameworks. A lot of times parents think that they know more than their children because they're older, when in essence, they don't. Because here it is, whatever, your kids, some individuals, some kids may go to diverse to schools where they have a diverse student body. So they have the opportunity to engage with students of different classes, different cultures, different backgrounds, different races, ethnicities. And they have learned to appreciate these individuals. However, when you go home, whatever, it's something completely different. Whereas if I'm a white girl and I want to bring my Black friend home, whatever, your parent may not allow that. Or if I'm a white girl and I wanted to bring my Indian friend home, whatever, your parent might not like that. If I'm a white girl or a Black girl, whatever, my parents, and I wanted to bring a Muslim friend home, whatever, my parents may not like that. They may not accept that. So now you're telling me that I can't be friends with this individual because of where they come from, their family beliefs and things like that. So what, yeah, and just in general, how would these, how would these conversations go? Have you, do you have like parents that don't like people because of their race? Do you like people, don't like individuals because of their skin colors, because of group dynamics, whatever is the case? How do you have conversations with people? Not necessarily to shift their mindsets, whatever, but just to get like a understanding as far as like, why do you have these attitudes? Did you take on the attitudes of another individual, whatever? Did you take on the attitudes of a certain group because you wanted to be part of a clique or a clan? Talk to me, but continue with this conversation. The next topic of discussion, which is going to be based on the same sex relationship. Mind you that these are still conversations or discussions that I'm having with this woman, this middle-aged Italian woman, at the bar the other night. And it kind of got, was kind of intense, but I really gained a really understanding as far as like how a lot of individuals don't know how to adapt, or do what's necessary, whatever, to make the world a better place, or even to make the change, in reference to making sure that everybody is safe, not only them and their race or their culture, whatever. Again, here it is where you're a white woman, who proclaim to be an Italian woman, whereas but yet you still reap the same benefits as a white woman, even though that you proclaim to be an Italian woman in America. So the next topic of discussion, we're going to talk about the same-sex relationship. I think I may have indicated that the second topic was going to be on same-sex relationships, but I wanted to add a few more tidbits, or to really bring ahead to what is it that I need to say to my children when it comes to facing events that is currently going on in the world today, particularly when it comes from individuals who may have come from family backgrounds that or they are subjected to thinking that racism or discrimination and ostracizing individuals based on their skin colors, their cultural backgrounds. They think that all of this is okay, whereas they feel as though these individuals don't belong, when in essence they do. Here it is, whatever. Yes, there may be a lot of Black individuals who were born American, who may have an African, Nigerian, or in heritage and things of that nature. However, the majority of the Black individuals here are American born. Same thing that goes for you. You are an Italian woman. I'm not sure where your husband comes from or what his nationality is, but here it is, whatever, you're an Italian woman who may have been born into, or who may have assimilated or acclimated to the American culture, but yet you're here, but yet you may feel as though that even though that you are an American and you can associate yourself with being a white individual, that people who don't look like you don't belong, but yet you reap the benefits of being a white American because of your skin tone and because of the texture of your hair. So, and personally, I don't think that is fair, because how do you think that white people feel about Italians? Do you think that if they felt as though, if they really gain knowledge that you don't identify as a white person, even though you check off that white or Caucasian box when it comes to filling the applications or reaping the same benefits or getting the same privileges as these individuals, how do you think that they would take this? So moving on, next topic of discussion, same-sex relationships. Same conversation, same person. We'll talk to you then.